Oh, hey guys, it's Thursday again, so I'm happy to meet you in the kitchen. I was actually just having my second cup of coffee today. Believe it or not, it's only my second one. I've been getting up so early. At 6 o'clock, actually, I get up with Josh. And then, of course, once I'm up, the pig is up, the dog is up, and then my son gets up. So it's a long morning in the French house. Gracie is outside right now. She doesn't stay out long, so in a minute, I'm going to have to probably go and let her in just for a second. And then I've got Pepe here again with me. Of course, he's everywhere. So he's already nudging me for food. He knows when I stand here, he gets food, so he's just the funniest. But it's been wonderful. He's been eating all my scraps and stuff. It's just great. So I hope everybody is well. I know there's like a lot of sickness going around, and I wish everybody the best. I mean, everyone's been hit with it, so there's just no getting around it. But today, being that, we had some sickness, I've been cooking a lot in the restaurant this week. One of our chefs was sick, so I took over for him for a few days. And on Mondays is always my regular day. So I always like to come up with a really nice special. And Sunday, I made something for my husband and my son with steak, and we had so much left over that I was trying to think, what can I do with this? So they were like, bring it to the restaurant and do something with it there. So I came up with steak, mushrooms, and gorgonzola over rigatoni pasta. I mean, it's just everything I love in one bite, because I love mushrooms. Who doesn't love steak? And rigatoni is my favorite pasta. So I did put it with fettuccine, but honestly, the rigatoni just is really good with it. So let's get started. Let me put my microphone on. That might be better for you guys to hear me now. I don't know. I try to get everything prepared before I get going here, and then something always goes wrong. Okay, so we're going to be making a steak gorgonzola and mushroom sauce today to go with our rigatoni pasta. So this is just a sirloin. It's a 1 pound. I just cut it up into bite-sized chunks like this so that it's easier to eat. And then I have a half a pound of mushrooms portobello already sliced up for myself. I have rigatoni pasta that I'm going to be careful with my microphone. Rigatoni that I already made over here. So it's a little al dente still. I always turn the water off and just let it finish this way, because this way it's al dente, but I like rigatoni. I actually just use half the box because I'm cooking for, my husband and my son tonight. So it's, of course, a 1 pound box, but I just used half of it. So if you're cooking for a lot more people, add a lot more pasta. The sauce will go a long way. So yes, Pepe, I see. Yes, and I do have his fruit and vegetable bowl here. So as always, if you see me bending down, I'm feeding him. Here you go, Bubba. Pep. This is, he's now eating cherry tomato. So we're adding so much more into his diet. It's wonderful. I can get rid of everything. Okay, so while the pasta is done, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to brown up the meat in a saute pan here. So just like 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to put the sirloin in there. And we're going to start to brown it up. And it depends on how you like your steak. But we're not going to cook this very long. It doesn't have to be. It's a nice cut of steak here, so it's got a little bit of fat in it. And while that's browning up, I'm actually going to turn it down a little bit. I forget how fast this stove heats up. It's incredible. I'm going to just put a generous amount of pepper and salt on it because I like my steak flavored really well. Okay, so there we go. I got the salt and pepper. All right. So we're just going to brown this and cook it like maybe halfway through. The more you cook steak, the tougher it gets. So we're not gonna do too much here. Okay, and after we're done with this, we're going to add in some onion and garlic and the mushrooms, and then we're going to saute them up. Still waiting for Gracie to come back to the door. I mean, she's been out 100 times. She hasn't been feeling well. So when she gets up in the middle of the night, then the pig gets up in the middle of the night, and then the cat's up in the middle of the night. So it's like a little bit of a circus here at the house right now. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to get our onion all prepared here. And then we're going to chop this up really small. Get rid of this. Pepe cannot have this. Get rid of this onion. There we go. Okay. And then, oops, we get this. Okay, so we're going to keep sauteing this. Already the heat went down. What up, Pep? Okay, so I like mine a little bit more done. I do like it pink, but I don't like it like really, really pink. All right, and we're just gonna make sure our rigatoni's not sticking here. All right, so we've had some cold weather in South Carolina this week. It actually feels like winter, which is nice because it's always so hot here and it drives me nuts. I'm used to the cold, so I really like it. It gets me in the mood for really good food like this. This is a hearty dish. It's a very hearty dish. So if you don't like cream sauce or if you don't like gorgonzola, I'm trying to think of something maybe we could substitute for the gorgonzola. Gorgonzola is an Italian blue cheese, basically is what it is. So it's a little bit pungent, but it's really, really good. You can put it in salads. You can mix it with pastas. It's pretty versatile. Okay, so we've got our steak just about done here. And what we're going to do is, Pepe, stop. We're going to transfer it to a different plate. And then we're going to put it, there we go. We're going to use the same pan for the onions and the garlic and to cook the mushrooms up. So we're just transferring it. And see, this was literally just 3 or 4 minutes that we cooked this sirloin up. You could use any kind of steak that you have. If you have a ribeye left over or whatever, you could use really whatever you want to. All right. Get this out of the pan. So we have a lot of fun things coming up at the restaurant. I have, of course, my cooking classes that I put the whole list out already, and they are already filled up. I think I have like a little bit left in the limoncello, and I have a little bit left in one other class, I'm not sure. And then I added on a Valentine's cooking class. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit in here, a little more oil, and we are going to turn this down though because we don't want to burn anything. So we're going to put our onions in the pan and get them going. Put that over there. And we're going to kind of take up these brown bits on the bottom of the pan because there are lots of flavor. All that steak bites on the bottom. And then to this we're going to add, now once we have the onion down, we can put the garlic down because you don't want to put garlic down in hot oil because we always say that. It gets really bitter. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our mushrooms in. There we go. And some of these are a little bit big, so we're just going to break them up. This is 8 ounces of mushrooms, so it's half a pound. Gracie's still outside, so I'm really happy because she hasn't been feeling well, so it's good for her to be outside. All right. And we're going to add a little bit of flavor to our mushroom and garlic and onion, and we're going to just add a little bit of salt and pepper also to them. Pepe is chewing on my shoes now. He's trying to get my attention. My daughter, Annie, was over the other night, and she had flip-flops on, and all of a sudden I heard her go, ow! And I said, what's the matter? She goes, he's trying to eat my toes. So, yeah, he'll eat just about anything here. But I do have a lot of friends that want to bring their kids over to meet him, so anytime. Okay, so we've got the mushrooms, the garlic, and the onion in here. We've got the steak that is sitting, and it's actually just resting, which is good because it gets all the juices still going in it. And I've got my rigatoni ready. I've got my bowl here. I'm just going to chop up some fresh parsley that we have here. I actually went and just got it right out of the garden. So we're going to put that in. I love the smell of fresh parsley. It just smells delicious. A lot of people use it as a garnish, which it basically is, but it also adds a lot of flavor to foods. So we've got this going. We browned up our mushrooms. Now we're going to add, now comes the base of the sauce for this, and it's going to be chicken stock. So I've got 1 cup of chicken stock here, and let me just show you the chicken stock I use. I actually just use when I'm home or when I'm flavoring a dish like this. I just use this one here and in the jar. So it's a concentrated one. It's this comes in chicken, it comes in ham, beef, vegetable. Watch, you know, of course it's got a lot of sodium. Of course the best is a real chicken, just boiling it down and making your own stock, which is what we do at work because we make a lot of soups from it. But when I'm home, I just use a teaspoon of this in 8 ounces of hot water. No, I thought she was coming in. So I did that already. This was boiling hot water. So I'm just gonna pour it in here and stir it around a little bit. And then it actually looks pretty already in the pan. This is the time I wish, you know, I could move the camera a lot and show you. I'm a mushroom fanatic. I'll eat mushrooms with anything. So, okay. So another base that we're going to add to this is cream. Now, if you wanted to do heavy cream, you could. But if you wanted to just lighten it up a little bit, you could use milk. But I'm going to use half and half. So I had it out for my coffee already. So I said, why not? All right, so it's half a cup of half and half. And there we go. Put the top back on it. And we're going to add that in there now. And now comes, like, to me, the star of the show is the gorgonzola. I love the flavor of it. I'm a blue cheese person. Actually, I'm any kind of cheese. So we're going to add this in. This is a 4-ounce package of gorgonzola. You can buy it in a block and crumble it yourself, or you can just get it crumbled like this already. And we're going to add the entire thing in there. And now I turned the heat up because I want this to melt down, and we're going to continue to stir this because we want that gorgonzola to go through this entire pan here. And the 4 ounces is enough. You know, I played around with it the other day, and then I thought, well, maybe, you know, a little bit more, but some people aren't as crazy about it as I am. So we're going to take those off of there. Pepe, ouch, ouch, ouch. Do you want an apple? I'm going to give him an apple. You know, guys, it's funny. I thought he had this whole mouthful of teeth. Now she's at the door. I thought he had this whole mouthful of teeth, and he does not. He's got 4 teeth in his mouth right now, just the front. So he really is like a baby. He takes time to get his molars and everything else in. Okay, so it looks like the gorgonzola is melted in here as well with the half and half and the chicken broth. So now it's coming to a boil. Anytime you let something boil, it will reduce it down, and that's what makes the richness of it. It's not serving something that's watery, but it's serving something that has been cooked down. And to this, okay, so I'm actually just gonna let this boil for a minute, and I gotta let Gracie in. As you hear her barking, I knew that was gonna happen. I shall return. Let me take this off 1 second. I'm just so discombobulated. Come on, Grace. Okay, we're back. I'm sorry about that. I had to get the dog in. She decided to go to the bathroom right when I was starting to film. Okay, so this is cooking down. I'm going to add the meat back into it now with those juices. Did you see all those juices run out? Beautiful. It's almost like a stroganoff, kind of like a beef stroganoff. So I guess if you didn't want to do the gorgonzola, maybe try it with maybe cream cheese. That sounds like it might be good. Okay, Next, we're going to add the pasta in. So like I said, I had it all done already, and I like rigatoni. I like how big it is. And in a dish like this, I like my pasta and my protein to be like the same size so I can just pop it into my mouth. And we're just going to put this in here. See, for the small amounts that it is, it already makes a lot of pasta. Okay. And we always say this is the spider. We always use this little thing. Okay, so now we're going to stir this around. It smells great, guys. And now that the pasta is in there, it will absorb some of that sauce and it makes it thicker. Can I tell you how good this smells? It's really, really good. So it's also a pretty dish. The green from the parsley just really makes it stand out. Also, if you wanted now, you could add some spinach leaves into this, and that would make it healthy. This week, I added, when I had it at the restaurant, I added cherry tomatoes into it, which gave it just like another little pop of flavor. So this is so good. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to eat this. Okay, I'm going to turn it down. See how quick this was? Nice and easy. Okay, I'm actually going to add a little bit more gorgonzola on the top here. And then I'm also going to garnish my plate with it. Okay, so I turn the heat down. And I'm going to put some in a serving bowl for myself here. Make sure I get some of that pasta and the steak. I don't want to eat too much because this is going to be my husband's dinner tonight. I'm always thinking like, well, what does he need? You know, what does he want to eat for dinner? And every time I make a video, it's like, oh, well, he can just eat this tonight, so I'm all done. Okay, so I really am all done. This is super delicious, and I'm going to try it out for you guys. It's all flavored already, so I'm going to get a piece of the steak, Pepe stop, and a mushroom. Really good. Really hot, but really good. Guys, this is great. A great dish for a cold day like this. Get yourself the leftover steak. Go get a steak. Cut it up. Add some mushrooms and onions, gorgonzola, and you have a wonderful meal. I think my husband's going to like this. He better, because that's what he's getting for dinner. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you again next week. I was going to say maybe I can bring the camera down and just show you Pep for a second. All right. Pepe, say hello. Say hello, Pep. There he is, guys. Oh my gosh. He tried eating my microphone. Guys, have a really good weekend. Stay warm, but it's going to be 70s soon. Bye.